param dharma pavittadihi brūhi me vimalam jnanam yena muchyaya karmabihi. மொழிபெயர்ப்பு. அரசர் பதில் கூறினார், ஓ பெருமைக்குரிய நாரதரே, எனது ஞானமானது பயன் தரும் உலகியல் செயல்களில் சிக்குண்டிருக்கிறது. ஆகையினால் வாழ்க்கையின் இறுதி லட்சியம் என்னவென்று எனக்கு தெரிந்திலது. அன்பு கொண்டு தூய ஞானத்தை எனக்கு அருள்வீராக. அதனால் உலகியல் சிக்கலிலிருந்து நான் விடுபட இயலும். பொருளுரை. ஸ்ரீ நரோத்தமதாஸ் தாக்கூர் பாடுகிறார். சத்சங்க சாடி கைனு அசதே விலாச தே காரணே லாகில ஏ கர்ம பந்த பான்ச. Translation. The king replied, O great soul, Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities. Purport. Sri Narottamadas Thakura has sung Satsanga Chadi Kainu Asade Vilasa Te Karane Lagila Ye Karma Bandha Pansa. As long as a person is entangled in fruitive activities, he is bound to accept one body after another. This is called karma bandha pansa, entanglement in fruitive activities. It does not matter whether one is engaged in pious or impious activities, for both are causes for further entanglement in material bodies. By pious activities, one can take birth in a rich family and get a good education and a beautiful body. But this does not mean that the distresses of life are ultimately eliminated. In the Western countries, it is not unusual for one to take birth in a rich aristocratic family, nor is it unusual for one to have a good education and a very beautiful body. But this does not mean that Westerners are free from the distresses of life. Although at the present moment the younger generation in Western countries has sufficient education, beauty, and wealth, and although there is enough food, clothing, and facilities for sense gratification, they are in distress. Indeed, they are so distressed that they become hippies, and the laws of nature force them to accept a wretched life. Thus they go about unclean and without shelter or food, and they are forced to sleep in the street. It can be concluded that one cannot become happy by simply performing pious activities. It is not a fact that those who are born with a silver spoon in their mouth are free from the material miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease. The conclusion is that one cannot be happy by simply executing pious or impious activities. Such activities simply cause entanglement and transmigration from one body to another. Narottama Das Thakura calls this karma bandha pansa. King Prachina Barhisat admitted this fact and frankly asked Narada Muni how he could get out of this karma bandha pansa, entanglement in fruitive activities. This is actually the stage of knowledge indicated in the first verse of Vedanta Sutra, Adado Brahma Jignasa. When one actually reaches the platform of frustration in an attempt to discharge karma bandha pansa, he inquires about the real value of life, which is called Brahma Jignasa. In order to inquire about the ultimate goal of life, the Vedas, Mundaka Upanishad 11.2.12, enjoin Tat Vijnanartham Sagurum Eva Bigachet. In order to understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. King Prachina Barhisat found the best spiritual master, Narada Muni, and he therefore asked him about that knowledge by which one can get out of the entanglement of karma bandha pansa, fruitive activities. This is the actual business of human life. Jivasya tattva jignasa narto yascheka karma bihi. As stated in the second chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.10, a human being's only business is inquiring from a bona fide spiritual master about extrication from the entanglement of karma bandha pansa. Om Tat Sat. ॐ ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. English, yeah? English, yeah? Okay. So, here, King Prachina Pargishat is inquiring from Narada Muni. Here, Narada Muni is addressed as Mahabhaga. Oh great soul, like that Prabhupada has translated in the word-to-word meaning. Mahabhaga means, in Tamil it's mentioned mahatma. So we are reading in Bhagavad Gita, who is Mahatma? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim astrudaha. So Mahatma is, he is under the influence of Yogamaya potency. Daivim prakritim astrudaha. He has taken shelter under Yogamaya potency. He is called Mahatma or Mahabhaga. So mostly the conditioned souls are under the influence of Mahamaya potency only. So we are reading in Bhagavad Gita also, Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevade sagunan samadityedan brahma bhujaya kalpade. Who can cross the influence of the three modes? The condition is avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevade. Prabhupada is translating very nicely. Avyabhicharena bhakti yogena means unfailing in all circumstances. Engaging in devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances. This is the criteria to get out of the influence of the three modes. Only if we are freed from the influence of the three modes, then only he can reach the stage of Brahma Buddha stage. Without becoming freed from the influence of the three modes, one cannot go to the stage of Brahma Buddha. But for becoming freed from the influence of the modes, the criteria is avyabhicharena bhakti yogena. Unfailing in all circumstances, engaging in devotional service. This is what actually Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has instructed all of us, that Jivera Swarupahoy Krishnera Nityadas. Important word is Nityadas, eternal servant of Krishna. The conditioned souls mostly they will not fall in that category. Nityadas, eternal servant of Krishna. Prabhupada is writing in the third canto of Bhagavatam. I am just repeating the same sentence. Almost all the conditioned souls who are rotting in this material world, or misusing their minute independence. Like that he has written. Most of the time, it's a puzzle actually. Using our independence, minute independence, properly in Krishna's service, it's a puzzle. Many, many times, actually, they will misuse. Misusing our independence means we will engage in Maya service. That is why Krishna is demanding avyabhicharena, unfailing in all circumstances. So that is why Krishna is saying Mahatma. Mahatma means he is under the influence of Yogamaya. That means he will not come under the influence of Mahamaya. Or we can say he will not do service to Maya. This is the instruction we are learning. But Narada Muni is addressed here as Mahabhaga, O great soul, Mahatma. Narada Muni is like that. Prabhupada is writing, King Prachina Bhargishdat found the best spiritual master, Narada Muni. So, Narada Muni is always, actually, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also is singing, Narada Muni Bhajai Veena, Radhika Ramana Name. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing. Always, Sri Narada Muni is singing Radhika Ramana Name. So, actually, Sri Kunti Devi also, she is prescribing same method for all of us. She is saying, Shrinvandi, Gayandi, Grunandi, Abhikshnasaha, Smarandi Nandandi, Tavehidam Janaha, Tayeva Pasyandi, Achirena Davagam, Bhavapravaho, Uparamam, Padambujam. The important word is Abhikshnasaha. Again, this Abhikshnasaha, it is actually conveying the same meaning as Nityadas. Abhikshnasaha means, Prabhupada is translating as continuously. Continuously. Whoever is chanting Shrinvandi, Gayandi. Gayandi means chanting Krishna's names. Shrinvandi means hearing about Krishna. Smarandi, remembering Krishna. But this should be done Abhikshnasaha, continuously. This is what Sri Kunti Devi is prescribing for all of us. Whoever is doing this, Tayeva Pasyandi, Shrinvandi Gayandi Grunandi Abhikshnasaha, Smarandi Nandandi Tavehidam Janaha. Tavehidam Janaha. Whoever is doing this continuously, chanting Krishna's names, or remembering Krishna, or hearing about Krishna, Tayeva Pasyandi, Achirena Davagam. Achirena Davagam. Chirat. Chirat means long time. Achirena means, it's opposite meaning. Achirena means very quickly. Very quickly, Tayeva Pasyandi, certainly. Eva means certainly. Certainly he will see, Pasyandi, he will see the lotus feet of the Lord, Padambujam. So, the criteria is Abhikshnasaha, continuously. So, many, many places it is confirmed. So, if we want to fulfill the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jivera Surabhoy, Krishnera Nitya Das, eternal servant, then we have to do devotional service. Prabhupada is saying any one of the 9 devotional service. If we are engaged continuously, then we will attain perfection. Surely we will see the lotus feet of the Lord. Tayeva Pasyandi Achirena Davagam. Very quickly, very soon we will see the lotus feet of the Lord. Bhavapravaha, very nice, the word Bhavapravaha. Here also, it's mentioned, Karma Bandha Pansa. It's a vicious cycle. Karma Bandha Pansa. Karma Bandha Pansa means engagement in productive activities. Prabhupada is writing, this engagement, as long as a person is entangled in productive activities, he is bound to accept one body after another. This is called Bhava Pravaha. Bhava means birth and death cycle. Pravaha, the word pravaha, normally we will use for the water. Pravaha means force. The river, no? River, heavy force will be there, heavy current will be there. Someone falls inside the river. If he does not know swimming, then he will be dragged. Helplessly he will be carried away. This is called pravaha. In Bhagavatam, somewhere else it's mentioned guna pravaha. Guna pravaha. The same way modes are also like that. 3 modes are like that. 3 modes will drag us. Helplessly we'll go behind that, or we'll be acting out of the dictation of the modes. This is called pravaha. The same way, bhava pravaha means repeatedly undergoing birth and death cycle. Sripad Adi Shankaracharya also is saying this. Punaravimaranam, punaravijananam. Again and again, Jiva is undergoing this birth and death cycle because of karma bandha pansa. Why somebody is doing productive activities? The nice sloka in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam. Naikandigam tat krite biniskrude mana punardavadi chet asatpade tat karma nirharam abhipsadam harer gunanuvada kalusatva bhavanaha. Very nice sloka actually. Naikantikam. Aikantikam means ekanta. Ekanta means one-pointed attention. Naikantikam means our mind will not come to that one-pointed attention. Naikantikam. Mind will not be one-pointed. Naikantikam tat kritebi niskrude. Krite api niskrude. Krite api means, actually, Satya Yuga is called Krita Yuga. Krita Yuga. Prabhupada is translating, Krita Yoga means perfectly performed. Everybody will do perfectly in Krita Yuga, in Satya Yuga. That's why Satya Yuga is called Krita Yuga. So Krite api, even if we perform all the fruitive activities mentioned in the Varnashrama, prescribed duties, api, even if we perform perfectly all the ritualistic ceremonies, that tat kritebi niskrude mana punardavadi chet asatpade. Very nice. Mind, our mind, punardavadi, again it will run. Again it will run towards chet asatpade. Asatpade means towards the path of sense enjoyment. The anarthas, no? Anarthas stored in the false ego. It is very, very subtle. It will not go so easily. Even after performing all the rituals. So mana punardhavadi chet asatpade, mind will go again towards sense enjoyment. We would have experienced in our personal spiritual life. Anarthas will not go so easily. But devotee means he is interested in getting out of all the anarthas. Mana punardhavadi chet asatpade tat karma nirharam abhipsadam harer gunanuvada kalusatva bhavana. Very nice. Abhipsadam. Karma nirharam. Whoever wants to be freed from the karmic reactions, karma nirharam. If anyone wants to be freed from the karmic reactions, then abhipsada means whoever is interested. Whoever is interested in want to be freed from karmic reactions, what he should do? Tat karma nirharam abhipsadam harer gunanuvada. Harer gunanuvada means chanting Krishna's names, caring about Krishna, remembering Krishna, all these things. It's called Harer gunanuvada. There is a nice quote by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Bhajana Ragasya. Recently I read that very interesting quote, because this Harer gunanuvada, in this connection, this quote is very nicely, an apt quote actually. He is saying, I am just repeating the same sentence. Without receiving the mercy of the holy name, one will be unable to remove his anarthas. despite repeated attempts. Very strong statement. But if one cries sincerely at the lotus feet of the holy name, then within a few days, all his anarthas will vanish. Very strong quote by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Bhajana Ragasya. Actually, holy name, we should receive the mercy. How we will receive the mercy of the holy name? We have to chant Hare Krishna as per the instruction of the Acharyas. Srila Prabhupada has instructed all of us to chant Hare Krishna attentively. Attentively. When we chant Hare Krishna, hearing all the sound vibrations, all 16 rounds, while chanting, we should hear the sound vibrations. Most of the time, what we will do now, we will chant only like count. We will finish the count. Our mind will be thinking something else. When we hear the sound vibration, mind will be arrested. Or Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is prescribing another method. Hare Gunanuvada we are doing. We are all doing Hare Gunanuvada. But we should be doing perfectly. Perfectly. Then we will receive the mercy of the holy name. Then all our anarthas will be erased within a short time. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying within a few days. Within a few days the anarthas will be. Because we want to be freed from the anarthas. That is our goal. We want to be freed from the anarthas. Then only we can experience the spiritual bliss. Anarthas will drag us again and again down. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is prescribing, there is a word, also Srila Sanatana Goswami also is prescribing in Hari Bhakti Vilas. There is a word called Mantrartha Chintanam. Very nice word. Mantra Artha Chintanam. Artha means meaning. Meaning of the mantra. We should meditate the meaning of the mantra while chanting Hare Krishna. This is the prescription by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Our Acharya Srila Prabhupada also is saying we should hear the sound vibrations. Both are same. Because when we hear the sound vibration, mind will be arrested. Mind will not travel anywhere. But it is the effort. It's a mental effort. It is a mental effort actually. It is not physical effort. Hare Krishna, we are chanting through the mouth, but the mental effort we have to put. Most of the time, the mental laziness we will experience while chanting. We will simply finish the count, but mind will be traveling. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is prescribing Mantrartha Chintanam. We should meditate the meaning of the mantra while chanting Hare Krishna. Then mind is involved. Mind is involved in the chanting. That is called Hare Gunanuvada. There is no shortage in Hare Gunanuvada. Prabhupada has given enough elements of bhakti for all of us. Yes, we are chanting Hare Krishna. We are hearing about Krishna every day. We are singing in front of Krishna, remembering Krishna, serving Krishna. So many opportunities Prabhupada has given. So there is no shortage for Hare Gunanuvada. But we have to do this because we have to receive the mercy of the holy name. Without receiving that, anarthas will not go. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying same thing only. So for that, if we want to receive the mercy of the holy name, we have to chant as per the instruction of the Acharyas. So Acharyas are saying that we should meditate the meaning of the mantra while chanting Hare Krishna, or we should hear the sound vibration. So Prabhupada is saying, what is the meaning of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? He is saying, O Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's service. This is the meaning Prabhupada has given to all of us. This relentlessly we should try, again and again. The anarthas stored in the false ego, no? What will happen? The anarthas will contact the mind, and mind will be producing thoughts related to this material world. So this is the meaning of sadhana. Constantly we should bring the mind and hear the sound vibration or meditate the meaning of the mantra. Abhikshnasaha. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramarani ki. Abhikshnasaha. We should continuously do this. That is the meaning of sadhana. So, so when we do this, then holy name is proportionately revealing His mercy. Proportionately. The holy name is exactly like Krishna. Krishna is also, he is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Yayada mam prabhatyande tam stadaiva bhajamyaham. According to our level of surrender. Saranagati also, levels are there. Yayada, the word is used, Yayada. So different degrees of surrender is there. According to our level of surrender, Krishna is reciprocating. Tam stadaiva bhajamyaham. Bhajamyaham means Prabhupada is translating reward. So Krishna is giving the reward. Reward means His mercy. Krishna's mercy we will receive accordingly. To what extent I am chanting Hare Krishna with full attention, attentively. Otherwise, what happens? Very nice in Harinama Chintamani. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing that there is a word called pramada. Pramada means madness. Madness. The holy name is not different from Krishna. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we are inviting the Supreme Lord. So after inviting the Supreme Lord, if we don't give attention in receiving Him, what happens? We are actually committing an offense to the Supreme Lord. Every day. See, there is the 10th offense from Bhatma Purana is Shrute api nama mahatmye yapridi rahido namaha aham mamadi paramo nami sobhi aparadagrit. Shrute api nama mahatmye. Even after hearing the glories of the holy name, Shrute api. But if we are absorbed in aham and mamedi, I, me and mine. This false ego is producing thoughts like this only, I, me and mine. So when we are absorbed in that, then it is an offense. Namni sobhi aparadagrit. In fact, it is mentioned, aham mamadi paramo namni sobhi aparadagrit. Paramo means it's the highest offense. Biggest offense. When we call the Supreme Lord, after inviting the Supreme Lord, if we don't give attention, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing in Harinama Chintamani, pramada. One type of illusion is created within us. Because every day we are calling the Supreme Lord and disrespecting Him. This is the effort, actually, mental effort we have to put every day. That is the meaning of sadhana. Sadhana means our mind doesn't like that. Doesn't like that, but I have to do it forcefully. Forcefully to attain higher goal. For that, to attain a higher goal, I am practicing this. That's called sadhana. The 4 aspects are there. Sadhana in the conditioned state. We are all in the conditioned state only. In the conditioned state, our mind wants to think about matter only. That is the meaning of conditioned soul. So again and again we should bring the mind and absorb the mind in Krishna. Madgadena. Madgadena andaratmana. Absorbing the mind in Krishna. So when we hear the sound vibration, our mind is absorbed in the holy name. Or when we meditate the meaning of the mantra, yes, we are absorbing ourselves in the holy name. To that extent only, holy name will reveal His mercy. Then when we receive the mercy of the holy name, no, the anarthas will dissipate. So there is a word called pramada. Pramada means madness. So every day we are calling the Supreme Lord and disrespecting Him, not giving attention and finishing simply the count. Then one type of illusion is created. Because of that illusion, what happens? Again we will be attracted towards money, reputation, position, attraction towards opposite gender, victory, All these illusions, it will completely encircle the heart. It's mentioned. When all these illusions are encircling the heart, then he will lose the taste for the holy name. And this is what actually Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. So there is no shortage in Hare Gunanuvada. Everything is given by Srila Prabhupada. But our Prabhupada is writing in one letter. Chanting Hare Krishna is very simple. But one should practice this very seriously. He is writing in one letter. One should practice this very seriously. So it depends upon that practice, avideya. Accordingly, we are progressing towards prayojana, goal, love for Krishna. So if you want to be freed from this karma bandha pansa, attraction or inclination towards the fruitive activities, tat karma nirharam abhipsadam harer gunanuvada. So we should be absorbed in Hare Gunanuvada. Then Kalu Sattva Bhavanaha. Kalu Sattva Bhavanaha means purification of one's existence. Again, it's a beautiful word, Kalu Sattva Bhavanaha. Purification of one's existence means, what is the meaning of that existence? Normally, along with the Atma, these three things are there. Consciousness, then free will, and the service attitude. These three things are the intrinsic quality of the jiva. It cannot be separated from the jiva. Correct or not? Right? Consciousness is there. Free will, independence is there for all of us. And service attitude. These three things cannot be separated from the jiva. That is called intrinsic quality. In the same way, it is like a fire. The heat and light cannot be separated from the fire. If you separate it, then it cannot be fire. In the same way, these three things are there. This is called existence. Existence. And this existence is polluted now because of our misuse of free will. From there only pollution starts. That is why Prabhupada is writing, almost all the conditioned souls who are rotting in this material world are misusing their minute independence. Prabhupada is writing this. So we are misusing our minute independence and we are desiring. Because of the misuse of free will, we are desiring to enjoy matter. So Krishna is facilitating. Okay, Anumanta, Upadrashta, Anumantacha. Okay, you are desiring like this, I will sanction. So what he is doing? He is normally a jiva. Jiva is a spiritual entity. A spiritual entity cannot enjoy matter. It is not possible. Because it is like oil and water. It will not go together. It will not mix. The same way, Atma is a spiritual entity. It cannot enjoy matter. But we are desiring, misusing our free will. We want to enjoy matter. So Krishna is creating an illusion. He is creating an illusion through his Maya potency. Prabhupada is saying Maya means that which is not. She is expert. She is expert in creating illusion. So, from our consciousness, the reflected consciousness is created. That is called false ego. That's called false ego. Reflected consciousness. In Upanishads also it's mentioned, Chit Abhasha. She is facilitating. Krishna is facilitating through Maya. So from our original consciousness, this reflected consciousness is created by the influence of Rajas and Tamas. So this false ego, it is a reflected consciousness. With this false ego, what happens? When false ego comes, naturally, our service attitude towards Krishna, it is twisted. Then we will serve matter or we will serve Maya. In this way only, our whole existence is polluted. So, by misuse of free will, the reflected consciousness is created, false ego. And because of the reflected consciousness, service attitude is also twisted and we are serving Maya. This is the meaning of pollution. So Prabhupada is translating purification of one's existence. Our goal is to purify our existence. How to purify our existence? Because we misused our free will, again we have to use our free will properly. We have to use our free will properly. That is the meaning of Nityadas. All the time we should be alert, using our free will properly, only in Krishna service. This is actually Jiva's decision. Jiva's decision. Jiva is a person. Jiva is a person actually. We cannot force. Jiva has got free will. Even Krishna is not interfering in the minute free will of the Jiva. Krishna is saying, Yadaichasi tada guru. I have told all these confidential instructions. Now you act as per your wish. You deliberate on it and act as per your wish. So Krishna is not interfering in our minute free will. This is actually mentioned in Bhagavatam. Krishna is saying, there is a sloka by Srila Sanatana Goswami. Krishna is telling all the jivas, I am waiting when you will come back to me. I am waiting. Eagerly I am waiting when you will come back to me. But you don't have any inclination at all. Krishna is speaking to all of us, to all the jivas. But you don't have any inclination to come back to me. What to do? I have my principle. Krishna is speaking like this. This is sloka in Bhagavatam. But I have a principle. I will not interfere in your freedom. But I am waiting when you will come back. So, by using our free will properly all the time, as soon as we use our free will properly, then what will happen? We will engage in Krishna service. We will engage in Krishna service. So more and more, this is the meaning of avyabhicharena bhakti yogena, unfailing in all circumstances. Actually, when we take bhakti yoga, Prabhupada is writing in 10.14.8, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 8th sloka in the purport. Prabhupada is writing that even after taking up this devotional service, the conditioned soul will maintain a slight inclination towards the illusory pleasure. Prabhupada is writing like that. Towards the illusory pleasure. This is the meaning of misusing our free will. So Krishna, what he is doing now? He is interfering. Oh, this jiva, he has already taken up this bhakti yoga, but still he is maintaining a last vestige of the enjoyment tendency. The remnants he is maintaining. So Krishna will interfere and he will give some punishments. It may look like karmic reactions, but it is not, Prabhupada is writing, because Krishna is interfering. And he is giving some punishments so that we will give up our enjoyment tendency. Actually, it is very interesting when the jiva, especially for the devotees, when we undergo some sufferings, what happens, there is a slackening in our enjoyment tendency. That is why Krishna is giving a suitable punishment for the conditioned souls. For the conditioned souls only. Because we are all conditioned souls, we are practitioners, we are sadhakas, we have not attained the highest stage. Saranagati stage. Saranagati means, Prabhupada is translating the 6 principles of Saranagati. Is there, no? That one principle is having no interest separate from the interest of the Lord. In the teachings of Lord Chaitanya preface, Prabhupada has written this. Having no interest separate from the interest of the Lord. So Saranagati is very high level. So even after taking a bhakti yoga also, we will maintain a slight inclination towards the enjoyment, material enjoyments. So that is why Hare Guna Anuvada we have to practice seriously, especially while chanting Hare Krishna. Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, if we cry sincerely at the lotus feet of the holy name, then within a few days all his anarthas will vanish. So this is a guarantee Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving all of us. So our goal is we should be freed from the anarthas. This is our goal. Because anarthas only are the, Prabhupada is saying, up to nishta. Up to nishta one has to struggle. Why? This anarthasana, it will drag us again and again down. Again and again we will go behind the material enjoyments. So, so that is why here Prachina Bargisat, he has understood this karma bandha pansa, engagement in the fruitive activities, it is an elaborate endeavor. Elaborate endeavor. Elaborate procedures are there. There is a sloka in the, I think in the first canto. Dharma swanishtita pumsam visvakshena kadasuyah notpadayet yadiradim sramayevahi kevalam. Beautiful sloka by Sri Narada Muni. Saying, Dharma swanishtita pumsam. Pumsa means human being. Even if we anushtita means following all the dharma. Dharma means varnashrama dharma. During that period only varnashrama dharma was there. So Narada Muni is saying, even after performing the elaborate rituals of varnashrama dharma, anushtita, visvakshena kadasuyah notpadayet yadiradim. Even after performing varnashrama dharma very perfectly, if someone is not developing attraction towards Krishna, Visvakshena Kada, the Krishna Katha, attraction towards Krishna, if it is not developed, that means it is possible. Even after undergoing the elaborate rituals varnashrama dharma, still there is a possibility that he will not develop attraction towards Krishna. There is a possibility. That is why Narada Muni is prescribing this sloka. Then Sramayevahi Kevalam. Then what is the use? Because of following all the elaborate, the karma bandha pansa, then what is the use if he has not developed a love for Krishna or attraction towards Krishna? That is why Acharyas are prescribing directly we should engage in Hare Gunanuvada. Hare Gunanuvada, even if we do a little bit, even mixed bhakti also, Mishra Bhakti, even if we do Mishra Bhakti also, Kapila Dev is saying Mishra Bhakti, the conditioned state we will do Mishra Bhakti only. But still some element of bhakti is there. That is stored with the jiva. And we will continue again the next Janma. But if we want to put a full stop for our enjoyment tendency completely, then we have to do Hare Gunanuvada perfectly, and all the time we have to do. Avikshna continuously we have to do. So, in this way, actually, Krishna is saying, if we want to be freed from the influence of the modes, Avyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena, unfailing in all circumstances. So we have to watch whether I am having this enjoyment tendency or not towards the matter. It is there or not, we have to check. Most of the time we will have. Subtly, it is very subtle. Very, very subtle. The enjoyment tendency is very subtle, deep-rooted. So, there is a nice example. It's also called vasana. Another word is called vasana. Vasana, no, suppose if we keep incense stick, I will finish it now. If we keep an incense stick in a box for 1 month, after that, if we take out of the incense stick, still the smell will be there in the box. It's called vasana. In the same way, because we had done sense enjoyment activities in the course of Janmas, all those subtle impressions are stored in the mind. That again and again, this is called vasana. It will not go so easily. There is a beautiful, in Bhagavatam it's mentioned, in the forest. The forest now, huge trees are there. But the forest fire, because of the forest fire, the trees will be burnt into ashes. But still, the roots will be inside the ground, under the earth. But again, when rainy season starts, again it will sprout. This is the meaning of karma bandha pansa. The enjoyment tendency will not go so easily. So if we want to be freed from that, then we have to do Hare Gunanuvada very perfectly. So whatever Prabhupada has prescribed, chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds, there only problem starts. Because inattentive chanting is the root of all offenses. So every day we are chanting Hare Krishna, but we have to be very serious. we should never disrespect the Supreme Lord while chanting. This one effort, if we take it seriously, then by the mercy of the holy name, we'll be freed from all the anarthas. So every devotee, it's the individual effort. It is the individual effort. In the mass level, we can bring everyone into the Krishna conscious bracket. It is possible. But attentive chanting, it is an individual effort. It is an individual effort. So anarthas, no, it is jiva has to work. Okay, I will stop here. Anybody is having any question or comments or doubts?
Misuse something. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we can misuse something when we have an idea of both. For example, I have tasted idli, I have tasted puri, means I can make a choice whether I can go for idli or puri. But we are here from Anadi Kalam, like from time immemorial, Prabhuji. I don't have a spiritual experience. So this misuse word, no, Prabhuji, when I had an experience of spirituality as well as materialistic life, then I can use the word misuse. I don't even have an experience now from time immemorial I am here. So is it not totally dependent on someone who has experience only, Prabhuji? My association with them only decides my free will, no, Prabhuji, because I cannot execute my free will. I am totally in conditioning now. I am totally in material experience only. So my free will I can execute only when I am closely associated with someone who has got that experience, no, Prabhuji. Otherwise, what is the I am misusing means how? It's not on me, no, Prabhuji.
Right. That's why in the Saranagati, one of the principles is exclusively depending on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. One of the principles. Two principles are there. Exclusively depending on the mercy of the Supreme Lord is one principle. Another principle is believing firmly in the Lord's protection. These two principles are actually exhibiting our helplessness towards the Lord. Correct or not? So, this principle, we will fulfill it when we chant Hare Krishna in a prayerful mood. That is why, as Holiness Sachinandana Swami Maharaj also is saying very nicely, chanting Hare Krishna is a prayer. When it will become prayer? It's a question. When we chant mechanically, then it is not a prayer. Then we are not fulfilling the conditions of Saranagati. If we want to fulfill the two conditions of Saranagati, two principles of Saranagati, exclusively depending on the mercy of the Supreme Lord and believing firmly in the Lord's protection. If we want to fulfill it, then we have to chant in a prayerful mood. How to imbibe that prayerful mood while chanting Hare Krishna. When we meditate the meaning of the mantra, automatically it will become a prayer. Because the meaning of the mantra is, O Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's service. This is the meaning. So more and more, when we meditate this meaning, it has become prayer. It will become prayer. And 1728 times we are chanting. So when we do this prayer 1728 times inside the mind, we are meditating the meaning. Then Radharani will be pleased and she will show the mercy. So that's the meaning of Saranagati. So there also, again, use of free will is coming. Whether we want to meditate the meaning of the mantra or not while chanting Hare Krishna, it is our free will. Correct or not?
Yes.
Right? Many devotees are chanting, but many devotees are chanting mechanically. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj will say, chanting 16 rounds is not a criteria. Attentive chanting is a criteria. He is saying, Gopal Krishna Maharaj is saying. So, attentive chanting or meditating the meaning of the mantra, it is my free will. Without exercise of the free will, Krishna will never interfere, because Krishna has mentioned in his own words, Krishna has mentioned in Bhagavatam, I will not interfere. This is my principle. I am waiting when you will come back to me. But you don't have any desire at all to come back to me, Krishna is saying. So, we have to exercise our free will that I am doing as per the Acharyas. As per the Acharyas, because Acharyas have given this instruction, we should meditate the meaning of the mantra. When we do this, then Holy Name is pleased. Krishna is pleased by our exercise of our free will properly. Okay, since you are using your free will properly, then I will reciprocate. I will give my mercy. This is the way, actually. So, everywhere, exercise of free will, it is coming. It is coming, actually. Without the exercise of the free will, that is actually, Prabhupada is saying very nicely. Suppose, if we put a iron rod, for some 15, 20 years in the outside field, it is exposed to rain and scorching heat and air circulation. So it is exposed to all these things for 15 years, let us assume. Then what happens? The iron rod is completely rusted. Suppose, as Prabhupada is giving this example, it is a magnet. Let us assume it is a magnet. So we have put the magnet in the outside field exposed to water, air and so many things, scorching heat for 15 years. What will happen? It will be rusted. So it will not work as a magnet. Correct or not? It will not work as a magnet. So we have to scrap it. Completely remove all the rusted things. We have to remove it. Continuously we do this. When we remove all the rusted things, then again it will work as a magnet. In the same way, Prabhupada is saying, because of our long association with matter, there is a rusted things. This is because of false ego. So again and again we tend to do this towards the material enjoyment only. That's the meaning of sadhana. I have to use my free will. By studying, when we understand all this philosophy, we are learning at least. So using that knowledge, I have to use the free will as per the knowledge, as per the scriptural knowledge, and do the practice. Then Krishna will reciprocate, holy name will reciprocate. So using of the free will, actually we cannot just outsource it to others. It is my responsibility. Okay,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Okay, I will finish it here. Thank you. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.